Hello and welcome to this how-to video about x-dream-Fabrik. Now it's about the shows module. The idea of the shows module is to collect stories, to compile them to become a full rundown for a news break. So for a complete news production. And that's the difference between the publication to the non-linear media like social media, website and so on. That happens in the publish module, shown in a different how-to video. Here we are talking about the preparation of the studio production. At my screen I'm logged on to x-dream-Fabrik. I've selected the storytelling workspace because obviously the shows is the last step in the storytelling. And on the very right hand side we see the shows module. I've already selected one of the earlier shows and we see the typical standard view of it. This show, this very moment, consists only from 2 stories. Let's have a look for them and then let's see how we can enhance that. So on the top we have some metadata that is mainly for searching shows. So for instance, when I search for IBC, I will find this particular show because that is named here in the keywords, in the description and also in the title. More of interest is the content of that show, and that is shown here in stories. The idea is that the news show is created by concatenating different stories. And that happens quite easy when we switch the whole thing into the editing mode. We can take another existing story and just with a drag and drop, as you can see, we have added one more element to this rundown. Important here is that we select the right version. So you probably remember that in the stories how-to video I said that every story can exist in different versions because for storytelling a story can develop over the time, so within a day or from one day to the other day. And when we prepare a show, for instance, for the evening, we do have a later version than for the noontime. And in my other video I made an example about this version number 2 to be suitable for the noon news break and the version number 3 to be usable for the evening show. Interestingly here you will see this exclamation mark. Now why is that? That is because of, as we can still see it here on the left hand side, the version number 3 of that show is not yet approved. But this does not block that I can make use of it because I'm now preparing the show rundown and we might approve it earlier or later, latest shortly before the show goes on air. But I'm informed. And we see there's another story that I made use of. By default it's displayed with version number 1. Why? Because there is just one version. And again it says this version is not yet approved. So now with the hamburger menu I can drill down and I can see all the details of that particular item. So this was an IBC content and sorry, this one here. Let me move a little bit more to the right hand side. We see the content from our show that was prepared, from our story that was prepared earlier here on the left hand side. And it's not a surprise, it is equal. So the show that I transmit, that I prepare, consists versions and stories that have been prepared earlier. So here this is mainly to display. And in contrast to the stories panel, I cannot make any changes anymore when I'm in the shows panel. So in the shows panel, I select from prepared stories. When I want to have a change, I have to create a new version of that story. I should approve it, and then I can select a different version of that story within the show. This is how the responsibilities are also splitted. by one who is creating the story and by someone else who is responsible for running the show and for compiling the show, creating the show. But what is the same, as we can see here, there is a live video, there's a prompter text, there's a background video created already, and there is lower thirds text defined. Yeah, basically that's it. So the shows module is quite simple. The most important action that we can do here is, after saving that content, we have the publish button. The publish button runs a workflow that sends all the content. So the rundown is a rundown text, but especially the insert videos, the prompter text, the graphic metadata to the responsible systems. So to the playout video server, to the playout automation or production automation, to the graphics system. X-dream-Fabrik has a built-in default solution for that, but you can choose others that you already have in place or that you want to select from the market. Yeah, that's what it's about to tell about the shows module. Have many thanks for watching.